channel YouTube is APOC, and I'm going to show you all how I ran my power cable from my battery, my starter battery, into my battery setup in the back. The easier part, I put a 70 amp breaker right there, and then I have 4 marine grade wire coming off the battery. That's actually really loose. I've got to fix that. And then that goes into the breaker, and coming off of that is another 4 wire, which right now I've just ran along this existing wiring harness and zip tied it on there. I'm going to try and put it in there, but I don't think it's going to fit, so I'm going to get some, like, they make kind of like fabric tape or stuff like that, or maybe I'll just get a bigger one of these. I haven't decided yet, but this installation's already rated mostly well enough for an engine bay, so I'm not too worried about it for now. But yeah, well, I will eventually move this, you know, inside something. Anyway, that follows the harness. You can see the harness entry is right there. Let me zoom in. Right there is where the harness enters. Now, I couldn't find a good way to cut that, and I didn't want to cut any wires accidentally. But beside it, there was actually another hole, which just had a rubber grommet, and it didn't have any holes in it or anything. So what I did was I just took a box cutter, poked a little hole in there, and then stabbed my wire through. Let me show you what that looks like on the other side. Like in here is kind of hard. We're underneath the steering wheel here, but it's all the way up there. Okay, you see my hole is a little too big, but that's where it comes in at. You know, there's the existing wiring harness. There's your new one. I'm probably just going to tape it up. Is in there. I just run it, once again, just following existing stuff along here. I kept it out of there because I couldn't get this thing to close all the time, so I just left it out. It goes underneath the seat. This is underneath the rubber mat of the floor, by the way, which obviously isn't in right now. Comes back here, and then it's going to go up this pillar, which is kind of hard to show you, but basically I run it under my floor. I built back here, and then I've run it up this pillar. A lot of stuff piled in here right now, but yeah, you can see over there kind of what the pocket I'm talking about runs up there. And then I'm running it along this existing wiring harness that was already there, which just basically has these little flaps you can open up, and then I tucked it in there. So I ran it all the way along there and then down in here. You can also use this channel with metal if you want to. I didn't, because I'd like easy access to everything, but it runs down behind here, and then it comes in through a hole in my electrical cabinet into my battery charger here. That's the rest of my setup, which I'll do a further video on when it's actually all complete. But yeah, so I'll repeat the cable real quick. The cable is a 4 marine grade wire from Battery Cables USA, and I mentioned that company not because it's a sponsor or anything, so they make proper good wires for this purpose. 100% don't buy them on Amazon. Okay, the wires on Amazon are not what you need in any way. Okay, first off, they're not great quality. Second, none of them are insulated properly. Third, they are not the right type of wire in general. Most of them are steel, like solid core type, which means it has like a thicker wire inside that's just made of steel. It's not copper stranded, so it doesn't flex properly. In automotive purposes, it doesn't handle vibrations and everything over time, and shifting around will break the wire, and that's going to be a pain to figure out. So 100% get the right stuff. Don't cheap out on this part. Like, cheap out on whatever you want inside the van that has nothing to do with power, okay?